Ladies and gentlemen, William Barr confirmed that the previous administration engaged in a widespread surveillance endeavor against President Trump that was unethical, not lawful, and politically motivated. He didn't say those things because he can't. He's not stupid, though. William Barr is a very intelligent guy. Anyone with a functioning brain cell understands this was a fabricated myth. Even very courageous people on the left, like Michael Tracy, and I don't know what he thinks of me. Probably doesn't like my viewpoints, and maybe he doesn't like my vantage point on a whole lot of things. But I'm just going to go ahead and say Michael Tracy is an honorable guy. He's a person on the left who is taking a lot of heat for telling the truth. Okay, there are some people on the left. Jimmy Dore is taking a lot of heat from people for just telling the truth or being truthful, or at least being genuine. The left does not like that. So you can see certain people like, well, I'm going to wait for the Mueller report. Or, well, the Mueller probe was good because we found this out. It's like, no, the ODNI and DHS reports stated everything. In 2016 and 2017, they were based on confidence, levels of confidence, assessments. There's nothing certain about them. And this was from 2015, a level of surveillance. No presidential candidate has ever had this level of surveillance. So William Barr confirmed that. And even the congressional Democrat was like, you're not trying to say that that the Obama administration engaged in surveillance. Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, that basically, you're going to hear that in a second. They implanted an informant in the campaign, Stephen Halper. They wiretapped Manafort, Flynn, and others. They obtained a warrant on Carter Page. Trump was caught. His conversations were caught within incidental communication. That's obviously what takes place if you speak to people close to you all the time, and they happen to be wiretapped. But the Steele dossier was purchased by Madam Cyberhack, who had the most vile things to say recently, even more vile than usual, regarding the arrest of a true hero. The tables really should be turned. Only one person transferred top secret and special access program intelligence outside of the United States government. That's Madam Cyberhack. But now they want his taxes for no reason. They're like, well, he did something really bad. It's like, well, what did he do? He tried to. One guy is like, why do I even watch this guy's stuff? There's one guy who spends his life just trying to mock people. But he doesn't really have a grasp of politics. It's not really, I don't know. Anyway, he's like, well, he inflated his earnings or his net worth to gain loans. Like, where are you getting this? A New York Times report? Really? Not even a New York. There was no. He didn't cite anything. So people are like, well, we have to see your taxes now. It's like, well, you spent 2 years saying that he worked with Putin, and that didn't work out. So why on earth should he give you his tax? The IRS already has them. Like, the U.S. government has his taxes, so what? He's under audit now. The U.S. government has all his returns. Why does he need to give his returns to Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer or AOC? AOC is allergic to economic growth. So could you imagine AOC looking at Trump's tax returns? But 107,000 direct and indirect jobs prevented from coming to Long Island City from Amazon. And then she rejoiced right afterwards. But anyway, the point is this. We'll get to William Barr right now. So this is just listen to William Barr right here.
I think spying on a political campaign is a big deal. It's a big deal.
So you're not suggesting though that spying occurred?
I don't. I guess you could. I think there's spying did occur. Yes, I think spying did occur. I'm not suggesting it wasn't adequately predicated, but
You're not suggesting that spying occurred, are you? And everyone now is like, oh my God, he's Trump's Roy Cohn, and oh, he's just. Notice how they worship, they have such allegiance to authority and government when it works for them. When it doesn't work for them, it's a big problem. When it doesn't work for them, oh, he's an authoritarian. So this is the way the Democrats are. Sessions was okay. Rosenstein was great. Now Rosenstein's not so great because he's defending the Mueller summary. The FBI is amazing, but not so much during the Kavanaugh hearing, because that didn't work out too well for them. Something happened in a galaxy far, far away, without any evidence, without a location. But something happened. Meanwhile, Keith Ellison and his accuser and medical records, crickets from the Democratic Party side. Operation Cackle Screech didn't focus on that. But the intelligence community is fantastic, is amazing. Except when, they turn and and we find out that, they were actually spying and engaging in this widespread surveillance, utilizing a Steele dossier to deceive FISA judges, gossip and hearsay from Papadopoulos, gossip and hearsay from a Steele dossier, and as far as functioning adults are concerned, gossip and hearsay from a third-party tech firm. Why should we trust a tech firm that was outsourced by the Democratic Party? We have no clue if the DNC was hacked. Well, everyone says so. It's like, who cares? Everyone said a lot of things from the Gulf of Tonkin to Russia collusion. None of this. Look, these spy chiefs are like serpents, like, vipers, and they'll gravitate towards political power and influence. So Democrats, they got in bed. I mean, look at the cast of characters. Avenatti, and now he's up the creek. Comey, who will eventually get indicted. McCabe, who's almost about to get indicted. Baker, who's under criminal investigation along with McCabe. Strzok, who just spilled all the beans in love letters, love texts to his best friend with benefits, Lisa Page. So, and then she spilled the beans on him and everyone else. Then you have Department of Justice officials telling the FBI, hey, don't use the Steele dossier. They used it anyway. I have an article out. You're going to love it. And if it's out today, just share it below. But as of this moment right now, it's not out yet. But hopefully it's up either today or tomorrow. Hopefully. But it's amazing, and it condenses all of this into one article. It's going to be awesome. It'll be one of the best things I've ever written. And you will love it. And share it everywhere if it's up. But of course President Trump was spied on. And of course it wasn't justified. You would have to be a blind and obedient and very pathetic partisan to not realize that from the Steele dossier to CrowdStrike to Stefan Halper, an actual informant within his campaign that was paid by the U.S. government, to a Papadopoulos conversation, to media leaks, to FBI leaking information to the media, to the FBI taking the Trump Tower server, to Natalia Veselnitskaya, the Russian attorney that Trump Jr. met with, that met before and after with Fusion GPS's Glenn Simpson, to the fact that a Department of Justice employee or his wife was working for Fusion GPS. So you have all of these. I mean, if the tables were turned, the Democratic Party would not stand for this, not stand for any of it. But let's listen to this. Let's listen to this again. It's like they say, "Oh, you're not suggesting there was spying." Like, yeah, there was. Then it's like, oh, well, you're not suggesting it was unethical or illegal. He's like, well, I'm going to find that out. And now is the time where, you can't any longer worry about what Democrats say. There was even with me, there was a time where I would, not really care, but I would kind of focus on what people said about me. Not focus, but I would be interested. Negative things. And now I don't care at all. I don't care. In fact, it's very amusing. There are people who obsess over me, which is hilarious to me because I don't care about them. So, but it's just really, really interesting. Once you realize who your political opponents are, and you realize they're a bunch of imbeciles and clowns and people who just can't admit when they're wrong. They can't admit when they're wrong. 2 years. Okay? At least when I said Clinton was going to get indicted, James Baker, the top FBI legal counsel, and Lisa Page, the best friend of Peter Strzok, agreed with me and wanted Clinton indicted. James Comey lied under oath, saying it was a unanimous decision. She did commit crimes. Trump did not commit crimes. He did not commit any crimes. And that's why he wasn't indicted. Clinton did commit crimes. She wasn't indicted because it was a cover-up. But they spied on him in such a widespread, overreaching manner, and they found nothing but Manafort and things he did. Crimes he committed years and years ago. Nothing to do with Trump-Russia collusion. But they wanted retribution for losing. Now Trump is going to get retribution for being illegally surveilled. You can't simply say, well, we got this dossier. We got this, CrowdStrike assessment. We have a Papadopoulos conversation. We have a whole bunch of conversation and innuendo and allegation and gossip and hearsay. And there's a lot of smoke, so we're going to investigate. Nope. That did not happen with the Clintons. That's why, one guy's like, he always brings up the Clintons. Well, yeah, because if the tables were turned, Democrats wouldn't stand for what Trump had to endure. So you have cash flowing and there's no such thing as whataboutism, ladies and gentlemen. You should always, in every political discussion, say, what about Clinton? That should be a rule. That's H.A. Goodman's rule of political debate. Because when Democrats are like, well, Trump, what about Clinton? Why are you bringing her up? Because she committed crimes. And you're pretending to care about Trump's crimes. But that has nothing to do with... Yes, it does. Because when we hear the pontificating and the preaching and the sermons and the allegations and the claims that, Trump is just doing this and that, it's like, well, you want Trump's taxes. You don't understand that there's a litany, an endless litany of pay-to-play schemes and quid pro quo transactions. Money flowed into the Clinton Foundation, and Russia got 20% of U.S. uranium capacity while Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin. You think it's a coincidence? There's not a shred of evidence. Meanwhile, people are like, connect the dots with Manafort and Trump. Manafort's way over there. Here are the dots with Clinton. It's stole $10 billion from Haiti. There's a weapons deal scandal. There's 85 donors who gave $156 million and just happened to miraculously meet with Clinton. UBS, talk about the IRS. UBS had a whole big issue, and Clinton intervened, and then right after, they gave a $1.2 million speaking arrangement to Bill Clinton. It's such an overt racket. That's why when people are like clutching their pearls, oh my God, we need Trump's taxes. It's like, why? He might be under the influence of a foreign power, and also he, there's a lot. The New York Times says that he engaged in a lot of dirty practices. There are federal, state prosecutors. There's the IRS, and those people are in charge. So if there's an issue, and then there's the FBI. So and up until this very moment, no one has ever made an allegation regarding a sprawling, financially corrupt network that Trump is presiding over. Did he have bankruptcies? Yeah. Has he been completely ethical in business? No. Okay, a lot of billionaires are not. There's not a billionaire out there that's been like, an angel. So Trump is not an angel, but he hasn't committed crimes, financial crimes. Okay? Where's the bank that, where are the examples of the loans that he obtained where he deceived the bank? Crickets, no example. So, and also you had endless surveillance. He's been under endless surveillance since 2015, when miraculously GCHQ said, "Oh yeah, there's contacts with Russia." This is all also regarding 20% of U.S. uranium capacity being sold under the Obama administration. So what they've done is they've flipped the script, and Democrats can't accept the fact that they lost, and they're not able to touch Trump because everything they fabricated is now coming back to haunt them. Clinton committed crimes and lost. Trump won, and he wasn't indicted because all the allegations against him were fabricated. That's a tough pill to swallow for Democrats. That is a tough, very difficult reality to accept. Now you're going to have FBI agents, Strzok, McCabe, Comey, other people indicted, eventually indicted, whether it's this year or next year. They're going to be, eventually Clinton will get indicted, which I find very interesting that people can't, like on the left, they're like, oh my God, H.A. Hillman thinks that Clinton's going to get indicted. Oh, that's terrible. She committed crimes. Trump did not. Pretty simple to understand. Email servers outside the United States government. If Trump deleted one email, it would be like hashtag one email deleted. Oh my God. Clinton deletes 33,000. She destroys evidence, wipes servers clean. Comey and Strzok and McCabe cover up her crimes. It's like so obvious. And then they pretend that they're like defending the country from Trump and Facebook ads. They're being crushed by the weight of their own corruption. And William Barr, let's listen to him again. I mean, it's hilarious. Now they're like, oh my God, William Barr is a lackey of Trump, and it didn't work out for them. Trump now has an attorney general, and they shouldn't care what anyone thinks. Because the Democrats did not care what the country or Republicans or Trump supporters or anyone, independents, or even people on the left thought. They went and they tried to engage in yet another. In 2 years of a fantasy, and now, it's payback. Now the actual criminals who engaged in this illegal spying, William Barr is going to find them out. Here, check this out.
On a political campaign is a big deal. Big deal.
So you're not suggesting though that spying occurred.
Not only is he suggesting spying occurred, he's saying, yes, it categorically did, and he's going to find out if people broke the law. Oopsie. Oops. Not good for the Dems. They're going to lose in 2020. In 2017, I wrote they're going to lose. I said, get ready for 8 years of Trump. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. Check out my writing in The Federalist, The Jerusalem Post, The Daily Caller, The Times of Israel below. My Patreon is below to support my voice long term. Thank you. Share this segment everywhere. Thank you.